What's up, folks? What's up? Time for last minute betting. Bob and Mike here with your quick fix for sports betting. We're brought to you by OddsJam, the premier odds comparison company for sports bettors worldwide. Oh, I'm excited. We got another day of hockey playoffs, man. Nothing like that. It's all in the Western Conference tonight. Love it.
No, we got one in the East.
Oh, we do?
Capitals, Canadians.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Capitals, Canadians. Forgot about that one. Yeah, thank you, Mike. Thanks for the correction there. I messed up. Anyway, we're here to talk some sports, some sports betting. Let's make some money today and find out what's happening, all right? Tristan is out here. How you doing, Tristan?
What's up, buddy?
Wow, that Panthers-Tampa Bay series.
That doesn't start till tomorrow.
Yeah, isn't that weird how they're doing that schedule?
Yeah, that series has not even started yet.
Going to be interesting. That may be one of the best series of the whole playoffs. And then we have a couple of NBA games tonight.
Yeah, Knicks, Pistons, and Clippers,
right.
Nuggets.
Right.
Yep.
And so far, haven't the favorites pretty well covered the spread?
Yeah, for the most part, as far as I can think.
Except for that Denver game.
Yeah, I mean, other than, well, wait a minute. I mean, I think Golden State was technically underdogs.
Okay, which means that they covered the spread because they won.
Right, but they weren't the favorite.
No. Okay, all right.
So favorites have not cut. Your statement was favorites.
Right. Okay, you're right.
No, but I mean, technically, we kind of figured Golden State was the better team. So, is what it is. What's up, Jabari in the building? What's going on, fellas? What's up, Steven Batza? How you doing, buddy? Yeah, and most of these NHL games have been blowouts. I mean, not really any great games yet.
I mean, you can't. That first game between St. Louis and Winnipeg was a good game, bud. Yeah, St. Louis was up with 10 minutes to go, 3-2.
Well, yeah, I mean,
that's a one-goal game.
But for the most part, generally speaking, these have not been close games.
No, I agree with you. Although Edmonton's going to win tonight,
I don't know about that, but
oh yeah, Edmonton's winning tonight. Your Kings picks going down the tubes.
Yeah, it might. First round NBA playoffs and NHL have been blowouts. Yeah, pretty well for the majority of them. Yes, pretty well been nothing but blowouts. The exception of one game here and there. I mean, Nuggets Clippers was a good one, but other than that, blowout city. Same in the NHL. So I don't know. I don't know if that trend will continue. I'd like to think not. At least in the NHL. I think Detroit should play better tonight. The Pistons. I mean, they had a lead going into the fourth quarter, and what wasn't the Knicks going a 21-0 run or something? I'm not sure that that's going to happen again. So if I'm the Pistons, I'm still feeling pretty good about where I'm at. I mean, you just need to try to get one.
I'm just going to throw this out here. Tristan saying Blues plus money tonight.
Well, of course they're plus money, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm staying away.
That's one of my Dub Club picks, folks.
Mm-hmm.
I got Blues money line tonight. You can bet on. Bet on the wrong team, Pistons. Oh, my God, no, Mike. Pistons almost won, but they didn't win.
No, it was that 21-0 run. I mean, that was the difference, in the game.
Jabari, you're absolutely right. But, I guess we could say the same thing about Winnipeg over the Blues. If they don't have that third period, the Blues win that game. But that's playoffs, man. Way it goes. Way it goes. Move on to the next one.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're the Pistons, I think you can. I think you can take some confidence away from that first game. I mean, I didn't think the Pistons were going to win both in New York anyway. So, no. I didn't expect that. So I would say that, Detroit, if they're able to get this one, this could be a good series.
Lakers in trouble?
I mean, that didn't look good first game there. I mean, that's you're definitely concerned. You're definitely concerned a little bit. I mean, Minnesota's playing with house money now to win 2 in LA.
Yeah.
I mean, this is going to be interesting.
You're absolutely right, Jabari. If Dallas don't win tonight, expect them to lose the series. But that would be losing your first 2 at home, which that is understandable.
Well, it'd be the same for the Lakers. If they lose the second game,
Yep.
they lost their first 2 at home. So
Yep.
definitely in trouble. I thought the Stars were going to be in trouble to begin with in this series, I thought, because Colorado is healthy and Dallas is missing a very, very key piece, I feel, to their team. So we all, I think, agreed on Colorado, except Justin. I think he went with Dallas, but he went opposite every pick we had, I think, just for the hell of it.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm pretty sure he went against every single thing we went with, pretty much.
Almost. Brunson 30+ points. It's a lock, says Tristan.
Okay. All right. We'll see. We'll see.
I don't know about the lock there.
Yeah, I mean, it just depends on. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, have 34 that first game. Will Bridges have? I think the key to that's going to be is if Bridges has a better game. He only had 8 points that first game, so if Mikal Bridges has, a 15 to 20 point game, and Cat and Anunoby do what they do, that worries me a little bit, Tristan. But I mean, Brunson's certainly capable of going for 30 plus. But the key is going to be how well they spread the ball around, But I don't think it's going to be a blowout. Bucks need Dame back. Yeah, that's for sure. I'm not sure it's a blowout tonight, though. I think Detroit's going to keep this game close enough. I think the key is going to be Mikal Bridges, man. I think he's going to be the key. If he gets going and has a big game, that's going to take away from Brunson a little bit. So we'll see.
Dallas Stars screw up when it's important for some reason. Yeah.
Well, and missing Heiskanen being out is really a tough blow for them. They got a lot of good players still, but that's a tough blow. And we know that Colorado's big guys always McKinnon's going to show up, dude. I mean, McKinnon does not, go quietly. I mean, he shows up in the playoffs, and that's going to be a problem for Dallas. No two ways about it.
Yeah, lock, Jabari, but close enough. Okay, Tristan, there you go. Draft coming up Thursday. Question. And it's about your Chargers. Everything I'm seeing right now is pointing to them taking the tight end from Michigan. And I just want to point out something. In 2020, when Herbert won offensive rookie of the year, he had Hunter Henry as a secondary option, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Hunter Henry pulled him out of a lot of situations.
Yeah, Hunter Henry's not somebody he's not a very good tight end.
But that's not what I'm saying. He was the second, he was number 2 on the team in catches and pulled Herbert out of some situations. Herbert needs a go-to guy at the tight end position. I think Jim Harbaugh, the kid played at Michigan. Harbaugh knows what this guy's got. I'm saying that's what they're going with number 1. You don't like it, do you?
I don't know that. I mean, because they signed Tyler Conklin, I'm not sure that's the answer at tight end either. Albeit he can give you some reps and he can produce a little bit. It's not like he's a god-awful tight end. He's certainly, somebody that you can put into the lineup and you're not really like, have one of the worst tight ends in the NFL or anything, but he's certainly not one of the top tier tight ends in any stretch either. So if you look at where Harbaugh had success with San Francisco, having a tight end was
Vernon Davis
was a big deal for them. Yeah, Vernon Davis was a huge part of that team. So it is something that I think Harbaugh would like to have. So I don't know. I don't know what the Chargers are going to do. Don't want to get into that again. We don't need to discuss it too in depth, but I trust their draft. I trust what they're doing in terms of drafting. I think we can look at the way they've drafted in recent years, and I think we can all agree they've not made just horrendous picks. I mean, Joe Alt was not. That was a great pick. I mean, regardless of if it was the sexy pick, it was the right pick. So yeah, I think I trust what they're doing there enough.
Where does Shadir go?
I mean,
he's not going number 1.
No.
And what are your thoughts?
I don't know.
No. What do you think? Cam Ward goes number 1?
I would say so. Yeah.
Okay. How do you like that Travis Hunter pick for Cleveland at 2?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you assume he's going to play a lot of cornerback. I know there's talks about him playing both ways. I'm not sure he's going to play both ways all the time, but I mean, you can't go wrong. You got Myles Garrett now, locked up. If you're Cleveland, you definitely could use a lockdown cornerback like that. So I don't have any issue with that at all.
Jonte, do you say Jonte or Jonte? Looks like he's probably going to go to the Patriots, which is going to help them a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And there are people that think Sanders is going to go to the Raiders. You like that?
Yeah, I mean, I do. I think that'd be a better fit. Put him with Raider Nation. They'll like him. They'll like him for sure. New York, I don't think so. I don't like that.
And what about the possibility of Luther Burden III winding up in LA with the Rams?
Not good news if you're in that NFC West.
Oh, I
and
know.
In the NFC in general, because keep in mind the Rams had the Eagles. I mean, there was snow all over the place. Matthew Stafford had a chance, but they just fell short against the Eagles.
Well, if you had Burden, Atwell, Devontae Adams, and Puka, that would be pretty formidable for a passing defense.
Absolutely, it would be. I mean, I already like them picking up Devontae Adams. Like I said, they've got Puka. Puka's a proven number 1. You don't need Devontae Adams of old. Devontae, just do what you do, and he'll get favorable matchups. And we know that Matthew Stafford has a history of, big body type of receivers going back to the days with Calvin Johnson. Those two were pretty electric, albeit they weren't a good team, but those two were certainly a lot to deal with. So, I mean, would be a scary wide receiver core there. No doubt.
Padres at the Tigers tonight. Padres money line is plus 131 on Circa. It's an EV play. Do you like the Padres tonight?
I do. Plus money again for them. I know that they're coming off that late game last night where they played Houston, but Detroit went into a 10-inning game with Kansas City last night or yesterday. Right. So, it's baseball. You play every day practically. You have a day off here and there. So I don't think that factors in as much. And the Padres are definitely looking to get back on track because remember, they lost 3 out of 4. As good as they are right now, 16-6. They're on a stretch right now where they won last night, but before that they'd lost 3 of 4. So I don't think the Padres are satisfied with their current, last 5-6 games that they've been playing. So I'm willing to back the Padres for sure. I mean, at plus odds, that's not going to happen a ton.
I was talking with a guy today from Colorado, Mike, and he said that Profit X and Novig, Colorado is not going to allow them anymore.
That's a bummer.
Colorado
already has a ton of options for books, though. I will say that they have a ton of options, but that certainly sucks because those are 2 really good books to be getting in. So that's a bummer to hear.
One thing I want to tell you folks, if you're betting hockey and you got Circa in your state, look at Circa. They got the best lines for hockey out there, whether puck line, money line, or totals. Check them out. Maybe not so much with player props. But with that being said, let's see if you and I could put together a parlay here that'll actually make us some money. I don't know if you want to go to hockey or not. I'd be willing to pick all 4 hockey games tonight if you wanted to.
No, I don't want to do all 4.
You'll never agree on Edmonton and LA.
No, we probably won't. And again, for game 1, I'm going to stay away in general from because even though I like LA to win the series, doesn't necessarily mean I'm in love with them for game 1. But I just have a feeling, Bob, this is the 4th year in a row these teams have matched up in the playoffs. Edmonton's won all 3 matchups. I mean, if something's got to give at some point, dude. I mean, I'm not. Yeah. And LA is better now than they've ever been. So if there was ever going to be a time for the Kings to beat the Oilers in a best of 7, it would be now.
Well, not ever, Mike.
Well, with the current teams that we have, maybe 20 years. Okay, yes, this is as good a chance as they're going to have because Draisaitl and McDavid aren't going anywhere for quite a while. So
I'm going to start this off here. I'm going to take the Avs money line.
Man, I knew you were going to do that, and I got to be honest with you for tonight. I don't know, man. Do you really think Dallas loses both games at home?
Yep. I think Colorado is on a. I tell you what, Colorado is rooting so heavily for St. Louis so they can avoid Winnipeg.
Yes and no. They bounced Winnipeg last year, so
that's
not sure how scared they are of Winnipeg, to be honest.
But
with the way Hellebuck's been in the playoffs, not a good first game for him. I'm sure. If you're Colorado, you're licking your chops. I guess I'll go with it, man. But I got a funny feeling about touching Dallas tonight.
All right. You whatever you say there. I don't know what to tell you. Then I also like the Caps minus 1.5.
I knew you were going to do that.
It's been Mike. That's been my best hockey pick all year long. I've gone with the Caps minus 1.5 many times throughout the year, and it has made me some money. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm putting them 2 together. If you want to jump in and get with it, you can. If you don't, we'll just make it a 2-leg NHL parlay by Bob.
I'm fine with it.
Okay. You got anything out there you want to add?
Only two NBA. I don't want to touch the Kings Oilers game. Definitely don't want to touch the Blues Jets game, although I would look at the Blues plus 1.5, but I mean, there's no value on that. But for the parlay's sake, it would add some value. I got to be honest with you, man. I'm kind of looking at the Clippers here and the Nuggets, and I really think that the Clippers have a chance to win this game here tonight. So I think I'm leaning with the Clippers money line.
Okay. Kyle is on Twitch and is tailing.
He's on YouTube.
Oh, he is on YouTube. I'm sorry. Thought it was Twitch.
Nope.
So you're going with the Clippers? Is that right?
That's what I said. Yes.
Okay.
I think so, man. I really do.
All right.
And I know Russell Westbrook made a big shot for the Nuggets and played good, but man, he had 17 shots in that game. So I think.
Why don't we have the Padres money line then? We both like it.
That's fine. I'll roll with that.
Okay. So then that would give us 4 picks, and that gets us up there a little ways, over 16 plus 1,600. So let's do it. Stevie B, here's your parlay for tonight. Avalanche money line, Caps minus 1.5. Clippers money line, Padres money line. That's a Stevie B parlay, folks.
Okay. I'm cool with that.
I'm going to put that together, and we can see if we could put something up on X and maybe give away a little bit of money tonight if it hits. And
got Mikal Bridges over 1.5 threes tonight. I kind of like that, not going to lie. I think Bridges has a better game. He only had 8 points that first game, so I do think he steps up a little bit tonight and does a little bit more. So that's plus odds. Mikal Bridges over 1.5 player made threes. That's on the EV page. I'll just share my screen here since you're doing that. And first half point spread, Pistons plus 4.5. I love it. First half point spread, I'm down with that, man. I mean, keep in mind that first game, the Pistons they were only down 2, and they entered the fourth quarter with the lead. So I'm cool with the Pistons first half point spread tonight on FanDuel minus 118. I think we can lock that in. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I kind of like the Pistons to cover the spread tonight too, but I just didn't pull the trigger on it. Anything else out here? I've got some other plays up here that I've already gotten on. If you can see, got the Bridges play, got Zubats over 12.5 rebounds. Got Norman Powell over 20.5 PRA, Robbie Ray under 16.5 outs, Kawhi Leonard over 24.5 points. That's still plus odds on FanDuel. Let me hit my play button as well. That way we can clear out any plays that are no longer available and have the same value on them. I love the Kawhi play over 24.5 points. I could probably zoom in a little bit here for people to see a little better, but there's Kawhi over 24.5 points. The Robbie Ray play. Noah under 17.5 outs is plus odds. Let's look at what a lot of the books. Fliff has it heavily favored. Pinnacle definitely favoring this.
It's against the Mets. The Mets are hot, man. I
kind of like it because I mean, Nola has been off to a horrendous start. 0-4 with a 6.65 ERA.
Yeah, I'd be jumping on that.
I'm gonna jump on it. I think so. I think so. And at plus odds, I think that's pretty good. Yeah, I'm definitely jumping on that. So Aaron Nola under 17.5 player outs. We think he's going to get chased out of this game at some point. I agree. Despite him not pitching good to start the year, Phillies are still 13-9. And I don't believe Zach Wheeler's been off to a great start. 2-1, 3.7 ERA. I mean, that's not horrible, but for his standards, certainly not great. Kyle Connor under 0.5 assists, so we don't think he'll get an assist tonight. That's plus odds. Don't think he had an assist that first game. He did have a goal, but I don't think he had an assist, did he? I don't remember. Yeah, he had 2 assists. Whoops. He must have, I guess he did have 2 assists. I think I'll stay away from that one.
Good.
David over 1.5 points.
Book it.
Yeah, I think so, man. At plus 148.
He gonna whip up on those Kings tonight?
Okay, now I see what you're trying to. That's fine.
That's what I'm doing. Whipping up on the Kings tonight. Mike's Kings.
They're not my Kings. I just think that when you play a team 4 straight years in the playoffs, and you've won every time you've matched up in the last 3 years, I think at some point something's got to give. And the Kings have the best home record, I believe, in the whole NHL. If not the best, one of the best for sure. So I think, and this is an Edmonton team that is not as good as they were last year.
Right.
And not as good, I don't feel, in years past. Although they are still a very good team, and they have Draisaitl and McDavid, and that's always going to be an issue. But, yeah, I'm jumping all over this. Plus 148.
I believe Draisaitl and McDavid own the Kings in the playoffs.
They do right now, yeah. But that doesn't mean that's going to continue.
Oh, yeah. Mike is right. What?
Thank you, Steven. Let's put that up there again. Mike is right. I think so. I think I made some good, valid points there. Again, I'm not saying it's a guarantee the Kings are winning this series. I just would lean towards the Kings getting over the hump here. I really would. I think the Kings are a much better team than they've been in years past. They had one of their best seasons they've had in franchise history, Bob, and better than the seasons where they won the Stanley Cup. Remember, the one year they won the Cup, they were an 8 seed. Exactly. So regular season-wise, this is one of the best seasons this team has ever had.
Regular season.
Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah.
Jokic over 12.5 rebounds. Do you like it?
Yeah, I would. I think so. Okay. Yeah, I think so.
All right. So
no triple-double out of Jokic the first game. I think, what was he, 1 assist? Was it an assist or a rebound shy? Oh, it was a rebound. He had 12 assists and 9 rebounds. So I'm okay with that.
All right. So let me throw this at you. Capitals money line tonight. Who you got? St. Louis or the Jets?
Oh man, this is a tough one. That's a tough one. I'm not gonna lie, just because I think that
I have to go with St. Louis. Sorry.
I mean,
I've already made the pick.
I get it. I mean, I'm not opposed to. I mean, we got to have an upset at some point, right? I mean, right. These games aren't going to always be the favorite winning every game. So far, that's been the case, I believe. The favorite has won every single game for game 1 in most of these series. Toronto, Carolina, Vegas all won last night. We saw Saturday night the Jets and the Avs. The Avs were favored over Dallas in that first game. So, yeah, I mean, I think we get some upsets. I think the Blues could pull this off. I'm okay with it. I'll ride it with you.
And then Edmonton, LA, that's another underdog that I'm taking there. We think the Knicks are winning tonight and the Clippers, right?
I don't know about the Knicks, man. I don't know about the Knicks. I'm not going to lie.
I'm just talking money line. You think?
I know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Because I think if the Pistons have any chance of making this a series like we thought it could be, I don't think they can afford to go, even though it's not like they did anything wrong. They lost 2 games on the road, go protect home court, and you're tied up. But I don't know, man. I feel like this is important for the Pistons to get this one under their belt.
All right, so if we go Capitals, Blues, Avalanche, Oilers, Knicks, Clippers money line, we're at plus 38.17.
Okay.
And I'm just going to put $5 on that.
I mean, why not? Why not ride it? I'm fine with it. Again, it's not anything I'm just in love with, but of course you put Edmonton in there, and like I said, I'm not big on Edmonton. I think over. Not. Stephen Batts has said I think over. Are you talking about the over in the Capital or the Kings Oilers game? Because if that's what you're thinking, I think I agree with that.
I could see
honestly.
That.
I could see that over hitting for sure. Or are you talking about the Blues Jets game? In which case, I could maybe see that one potentially too. Anything else out here that we like? Nothing really in baseball other than that Padres play. I'm cool with that one. Nothing else really stands out. Yeah, nothing really stands out to me in the MLB.
Okay.
Reds coming off of a game where they scored 24 runs playing on the road against Miami tonight. I don't know. Maybe you fade the Reds tonight. Usually when a team scores them that no for Blues Jets. Yeah, I mean I could see that for sure. Especially if the Blues are going to continue to contribute heavily to this over. So I'm not sure Winnipeg can carry the over completely themselves. I still think we need a few goals out of the Blues. We need a 4-3 type of game, you know. But Hellebuck has had issues in the playoffs. He's had issues in the playoffs. Now, he could come out and be dynamite tonight. I don't know. The Jets could win 5-0 for all I know. Very possible. But I definitely think that game could have the over potentially. I think Edmonton, LA as well. I mean, I'm not sure anybody in net, Skinner and Kemper. I mean, neither one of them stand out to me. I think we could definitely see some goals in that game. Because we got McDavid over 1.5 points. So if we got McDavid over 1.5 points, we've already got 2 goals for Edmonton, at least. Okay. If we think LA's got a chance of winning, they need at least 3 goals themselves. So
yeah, you're right. Playoffs are usually under territory. I actually thought the first game between St. Louis and Winnipeg was going to be on an under. I believe tonight's game could be a 3-2 game. And don't be surprised if it's 3-2 overtime. And also don't be surprised if it goes to double OT. It's the NHL playoffs. We got to have an overtime game at some point in time.
You would think.
Yeah.
So far, One quality game. You know, I mean, you could make the same case for the Vegas Minnesota game last night. I mean, Minnesota scored and made it a 1-goal game. Vegas gets an empty netter to make it 4-2. You could argue that was a good game, but I mean, did anybody really think Minnesota was going to win that game?
That was 1-1 after 2 periods, man.
I know,
So,
but
you know,
Vegas,
that was a very good game. The third period.
Vegas controlled that game, whereas the Blues were actually winning in the third period. Minnesota never had a lead. The Blues actually had a lead in that game two different times.
They only had 17 shots on goal.
Oh, we had the third period, yeah. Well, yeah, but Winnipeg only had 22 or 23 heading into the third period.
Yeah, but they got to the number that you need to be between 29 and 34, man. Not too many want the dipsy doodle and Bolduc, terrible penalty. Yeah, plays over. He cross-checked the guy after the whistle had blown. You know, you can't do shit like that. The thing is, when the Jets score, they score 4 or 5.
Yeah, that is true. Is there a team total bet? I don't see one on the EV page, but I'm sure you could find one on the Jets for sure. I'm sure you could. But yeah, you're right. When they do score, when they win, they do score a decent amount, and it's usually that. And that's the power play that's lethal for them. Can't put them on the power play. And that top line for Winnipeg is pretty potent as well. You know. But Minnesota's a one-line team. I mean, that's really all Minnesota has, if we're being honest. They got one really good line, the Kaprizov, Boldy line. That's about it. I think Hartman's on that line. But yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, I think we got to see some upsets at some point. You know, it's the NHL playoffs. We got to see some overtime games. Over 3.5 would be clutch.
Over 3.5 total goals for Winnipeg is plus 127.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, I mean, they do score, dude.
And,
I mean,
yeah, but it's only plus 120. Under is minus 169.
Yeah.
I bet you I could find some better odds if I went to a different book, because it's really not showing up right now. Let me look here and BetMGM here real quick, just for the hell of it. Let's just see what the total is. Wagers, totals.
We can look it up right here if you want.
Winnipeg, including OT. So over 3 is minus 120. Over 3.5 is plus 125. Under is minus 175.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, honestly, Mike, I got to tell you, St. Louis over 2.5 goals tonight is plus 115. I'm hitting it. I'm hitting it right now. I've talked myself into that one.
All right, here's the Jets team total. Yeah, over 3.5. You can get plus 142 on FanDuel.
Okay.
For the Jets. Over 2.5 for the Blues. Plus 130 on Fanatics.
I mean, they got St. Louis has to score 3 goals or more.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, not a lot. I agree. Anything else out here? Tim Hardaway Jr. under 11.5 points tonight. Minus 120. That's probably decent value, although there's several books that don't even have a line on this. I mean, if this Kyle Connor is, I mean, he's going to have some points if Winnipeg's going to score 4+ goals, but maybe he scores a couple of goals. So we'll see how the Blues want to handle Scheifele and Connor, because
by the way,
something's got to change.
But world-class play by Shifley and Connor for the game-winning goal. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Great play. Nothing you can do about that. Tip your hat, you know. Blues got 3. I think they got 3 tonight too. All right, let's end the show. What do you say? I'm ready to go.
We got 20 minutes before we got games start.
I gotta watch pregame, man.
Yeah, well, you gotta get to it.
Grab a beer, a couple of beers, maybe 4 or 5. Yeah, that combo is lethal. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, it is, Chris. It's very lethal.
No two ways about it. But you can find a way to neutralize them.
You have to
find a way. Got to try to find a way. We'll see y'all tomorrow night, folks. Peace.